from Lana Del Rey.
Second of 2021.
Chemtrails Over the Country Club, dropping in
March.
I was going to say February. March.
Been a minute. Yeah.
I guess it's been a minute, but also 2 in a year is unlike Lana. I mean, we had been waiting, like 2 years, I think, before the one Norman fucking Rockwell. So
yeah, year and a half.
Yeah. So she's working, a bit divisive at times. Lana is certainly her own person.
Loaded sentence there.
We don't necessarily need to get too far into that, but I guess just like to give our basic like Chemtrails Over the Country Club review, not what we were hoping for, and a little too sleepy from Lana, I'd say, right?
Yeah.
With her Americana take.
Right. Well, especially because Norman fucking Rockwell was great.
Yeah.
And as a non-Lana Del Rey fan leading into Norman fucking Rockwell, it kind of changed my expectations of what I want or might enjoy from her music. Obviously very successful and popular before that, but to me represented a clear level up and made me way more interested in her. And Chemtrails, despite the presence of Jack Antonoff once again, did not manage to hit those levels, and probably is more appealing to her longtime fans because it's a little more familiar to her earlier work. And Blue Banisters doesn't have Jack Antonoff in the fold at all.
Thank gosh.
I guess if anything, he's probably the first of these notable pop stars to make something without him after making a lot of stuff with him, right? We haven't actually seen too many of these high-tier A-listers move on from Jack just yet. So maybe is Lana the first? I think she might be. And
yeah, probably.
Yeah, the thing that my problem is I still can't separate it from Norman fucking Rockwell as like someone who's not a huge Lana fan. So, I guess it depends what you're looking for,
And did Blue Banisters deliver what you're looking for, Dave? I think that's the question.
Well, no, it didn't. What about you?
Well, I was prepared to get on here and just like totally hate this album, and I don't totally hate it. Like I think there's some good stuff on here.
I didn't totally hate Chemtrails either. I don't hate any of it. I just don't get up for it either.
I think Chemtrails just felt unmemorable to me and just like listless. And this, at least, I can like feel Lana's like energy behind this. I think if anything, what stands out most to me about this record is it's probably her, like, she has some of her best vocal performances on here since like The Greatest on Norman fucking Rockwell, which I thought her vocal performance on The Greatest is probably the most standout from that whole album. And there are moments on here where she is just singing her ass off, dude, which I really appreciate, because Lana, she kind of comes with that like cool girl vibe where it's almost like she's not trying, it's like her weirdness and her aesthetic that kind of carries her at times. But man, when she really wants to, she can like belt it out and really hit some great, she has great range. So I found this to be, if anything, like impressive in terms of what Lana can do. I think there's still a lot of stuff on here I'm probably just not going to remember after listening to it, which is maybe not great, but there's definitely some songs that stood out. So overall better than Chemtrails, but it doesn't reach Norman fucking Rockwell, which is hard to compare to.
Right. Yeah, I mean, speaking to that vocal performance, I was really impressed with Black Bathing Suit. The way she sings on some of those like pre-choruses and stuff. Like there's just a presence to her voice that when she really wants to like make that impact, she can, and it's pretty effortless. And you kind of forget that because she's definitely someone who's more hailed at first for like her songwriting than for her vocals, but they're still right there. And I think Black Bathing Suit's nice because it's also probably the most pointed example of her reckoning with her latest, public, outgoings and issues online and stuff, as we come to expect from her career. She's since left social media at the time of recording anyway. So I think that it's cool to like hear her address the things that go on apart from her music in her music, whether it's enough for the people that are really going for her neck. You'd have to ask them, I guess. I'm not one of those people. And, it's funny, like, if you think about the songwriting on this, I wonder how much of it has to do with a lot of these songs are old. Like, a bunch of these songs are from 2013, Ultraviolence sessions time. Thunder is from 2017 from the old sessions with Last Shadow Puppets for an album they didn't end up making. So it's funny to see something like this cobbled together that still definitely feels like the next line album. Like I don't listen to and think, oh, this is definitely her third album or anything like that. But yet there's actually some songs here that uh, are from a completely different time, and she still managed to make them work.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely think that probably helps a little bit. I mean, um, having something that kind of harkens back to when she was coming up in fame instead of maybe like where her creative uh, eye has been recently. Definitely delivers a different sound than chemtrails for sure. Black bathing suit stood out to me as well. Also, I liked two songs before that. Arcadia. There's like a moment in the back half. I forgot if it's like leading into the last verse or at the end of the second to last verse, but she just like hits this really high note and then goes back down to this like really quiet sound, and just like her ability to do that is something I feel like almost gets lost in her aesthetic and everything around her. Is like she can hit those notes when she wants to. She does it again later on Living Legend as well. She's just singing her ass off, which I really appreciate. Um, and yeah, a lot of these just are kind of like ballads too, right? They're just like her with like one or two instruments just really carrying it. Which she doesn't do it like someone like Adele. No one can really do it to that level, but like she doesn't really have those chops, but she still, I think, pulled this off for the most part. So pretty impressed.
Yeah, Interlude the Trio really made my ears perk because of those like out of nowhere drums that are sampled from a Ennio Morricone score. I was like, who the fuck
Dude,
thought of that? That was just so random.
I know. I was like ready for the album to like take off in a totally different direction, and then it just went right back to the same shit. I was like,
Yeah.
what was this?
Yeah. One last note too. The first track,
Yeah.
Textbook, the early beginning of that chorus, the first half of that chorus is the same rhythm as Lord's Team. Like that,
Hmm.
the vibe is like the same vibe too. And it's
Yeah.
really funny to notice that because uh, Lana's team was going after Lord recently from due to similarities between Stone of the Nail Salon from Lord and Lana Del Rey's Wild at Heart on Chemtrails.
Okay.
And there's all this stuff going on right now with songwriting and music publishing going out. Taylor Swift really came at Olivia Rodrigo hard for stuff like this recently. It's kind
Mhm.
of everyone's kind of running scared in terms of not trying not to get sued post the Blurred Lines verdict. So I wonder if Lord will soon also get a piece of that song the way Lana got a piece of some of the Lord songs recently. It's always funny to see this stuff pop up. But that was when I actually like truly noticed. It's like first time I heard it, I was like, oh wait, no, I know what this song sounds like to me. It's not like I had to like dig and try and like cut a corner, to
Yeah.
or anything like sometimes. But yeah,
The
something I
drama,
noticed.
man. Uh, the infighting continues. Let us know what you think about this Lana Del Rey album, because I'm interested to see. I obviously she's got her stands, but if those like more middle of the road fans are really like enjoying this, or if they're like, what direction is she going in at this point? Um,
I mean, it's her eighth album, so you have to have favorites and not favorites if you are a fan of hers.